Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is INDONO, and today I'm gonna lead you to this beautiful moment of life sanction. Uh, is it okay now? Colino, is it okay? I want you to tell me whether the sound is okay or if it is, I'm just shouting here saying nothing. Ah, very nice. I wanted to give you a story of when I was, we met with a lady, and this lady met us while we were shooting, and she said that she wanted to join us. We had no problem, and we told her that we were okay for her to join our group of shooting because we are comedians. Now, we she offered us a space to shoot, and that was in her house. Yes, and we said since she has decided to give us a space to shoot, and that was a challenge since we started shooting. It was a very good and a great thing that we now have a person who is willing to give us a space to be shooting, and we were very grateful and also very happy. So she gave us a date on when to go, and we decided to go. And we set a date, and the date came. Now, Because we didn't know where exactly that she was living, we decided to call her when we reached the specific location where she was living to continue give us direction to the plot she was living in, and we did the same. We did that. Now we called, and she directed us, and of course she came out. She came out of the gate, and we found we now she now led us to the house. But before we entered the house, we saw some military uniform on a hanging line, and because we are comedians, we joked about it, and we said, what if we enter and we found the owner of this uniform inside? What will we do? You understand? We saw the military uniform on a hanging line. That's outside, even before we enter the house. After we saw it, we joked about it, and we said, what if we enter and one of us said, what if we enter and we found that the owner of this uniform is inside the house? We laughed, and of course the lady said, you are joking, how can it be? And we entered the house. Surprisingly, we found another pair of uniform, well folded and put on a suitcase, not inside the suitcase but on a suitcase. So you know the owner of the uniform we saw outside? Oh, he's my boyfriend, but he's not around. He came from leave. He's a military guy, and he went to Nairobi. So we are not together with him today. But you are welcomed to shoot here. She's not married, but she has a boyfriend who is a military. Whoa. What do you mean that he's a military and you allowed us in and he is your boyfriend and we are of your age? So we are men in a military house. A military man, a military man's girlfriend house. Don't you see you are risking our life? Oh, she convinced us. So you don't trust ladies. She convinced us, and we felt very comfortable shooting from there. Uh, we saw we saw it very strange that we were in there, and it was a military house, a girlfriend's military man. It was a military's girlfriend house. But we continued. We started shooting. In fact, I was the first person to remove my initial clothes and wear the costume that I wear to shoot. So the other guys followed. Of course, we changed everything. You can imagine being naked in somebody's house and putting another clothes. And we were 3 men and 1 lady. So we continued. As we were continuing shooting, the rain dropped. So it was raining, and it was not a little rain. It was a very huge rain. So it was very difficult for us to move out. So we continued shooting. While we were nearing finishing shooting, the lady received a phone call. Now, here things are about to go down. She received a phone call, and the way she received the phone call was very comfortable. By the first time she picked, we saw her very comfortable. But after responding to some few questions from the guy who was calling her, the mood changed. Now we realized that there was a problem. She looked very worried and very traumatized. She looked lack of words to explain whatever the man was asking. And after all that, she responded Yes, you can talk with one of them. Uh-uh. You can talk with one of them. You meet that person you are talking to wants to talk with one of us who came to shoot in your, and the person who was near the lady was not other than me. So she gave me the phone. I put the phone on my ears, and the first question I had was, "You man." In my in Swahili he said, "Mwanaume." Oh, so you came to shoot. What are you doing in my house? I said, "Oh, we are sorry if we offended you. We came to shoot in your house. We were invited by the lady who you date or your wife to come and shoot in your house. So you came to shoot, or you came to shoot my wife?" Uh, what do you mean shooting your wife? We came to shoot a video in your house, not shooting your wife. So you think I'm stupid? Who said you are stupid? Oga, we said we came to shoot in your house, not shooting your wife. We are not shooting your wife. In fact, we are so many. How can we shoot your wife? Your wife, your wife is not even enough for all of us. Ah, so you think you are a gentleman enough? You think now, you think you have blue testicles. You think you have blue testicles, that's why you came here. You can come inside my house and shoot my Wi-Fi while I'm not in. And remember very well that the rain was raining. So there's no way that we could have moved up out of that house while the rain was still raining like that. But the way the Mount sound, he was very confident that he was going to send, or he was going to do something that we were not sure of. So I decided to cut short the call, and decided to change it into my initial clothes. And now after changing, I decided to move. I didn't even communicate with my friends. So they saw the reactions and knew what was happening and decided to flee too. So me, I didn't care whether it was raining. I jumped out and ran away. When I jumped out and ran away, I passed. I realized that there were two men coming. When I moved out of the gate, I realized that there were two men came with an umbrella toward the plot. But fortunately, when I moved out, and my two friends followed, so they entered the plot. Do you know? After we went home, the girl called me and told me, "You are very lucky. Did you know that he sent two men to come and find you? Luckily, you had moved out. That's how you were saved by the Lord Almighty." You know, ladies, we don't trust you at all. We cannot trust you. You wanted to make. We will never trust ladies. If that can happen to us, very innocent people like us were to be uprooted testicles because of such kind of um, ignorance from ladies. Ogami, I will never trust ladies. What if the men found us in? What what could we have seen? What could have what we could have seen? What we would have seen? Eh, will be very tough. I thank God that he never found us, and I condemn highly the act of the lady of ignoring the capability of his man. sending men to come and find us where we were shooting, and we are just shooting and kill us. We could have died. Sincerely talking. Okay, so whenever you do things, never trust ladies. She gave us comfort, and yet she knows the dangers that were to follow. No, today I don't have much. I want to say thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.